Hi everyone and welcome back to Evocative Scents. Today we are going to take a look at another release from the Paris corner. It is called Confidential. Interesting name, isn't it? It is supposed to be a dupe of SRK combo, and if you are not aware, basically it is a combination of Diptyque, Tamdao and Dunhill icon. Basically what Shah Rukh Khan does here is layers two fragrances. So is this similar to those fragrances? If so, how? And if not, how does it differ too? And is this fragrance worth your money? Before going into the details, let's check the pricing and the packaging of this fragrance. And if you are new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and hit the notification bell because your support really means a lot to me. Now let's move on to the presentation and packaging. The packaging is fairly simple and the design language is extremely similar to the bottle as well. At the bottom of the paper box it is written made in UAE and the barcode is present. Now moving on to the back of the box, it's little more interesting here. There is complete note breakdown of this fragrance. But here is why you should watch reviews of many fragrance reviewers, because many a times the note breakdown doesn't represent the actual fragrance smell. And yes, it comes in eau de parfum concentration. Now moving on to the bottle here, it is completely black in color with satin finish to it. I am not a big fan of this bottle design, to be honest. It looks like it has gone to war or something like that. It gives a very rugged and rough look to the bottle. One more thing I have to say about this cap and the atomizer is that, and I don't know whether it just happened to be in just my unit, you can see the perfume splashes on the atomizer. Let me move the bottle a little so that you can clearly see it, and if the light catches it, it will shine more. And no, the fragrance is not leaking at all. The problem is with cap and the bottle design. The cap and the bottle are designed in such a manner that once you put on the cap, there is a little bit of gap in between them. Here you can see clearly the gap between the bottle and the cap. So here is what happens. Once you put on the cap with little bit of more pressure, it engages the atomizer and the atomizer sprays a little bit of perfume. Once the fragrance gets sprayed inside the bottle and the atomizer, it stays there. The solution is that you have to gently put on the cap. But I don't get it why they couldn't keep enough distance between the cap and the atomizer inside it. This isn't a very difficult thing to do, and I simply don't know how they messed up with this bottle design. Because if you would have seen, Care Pistachio and Care Fusion had absolutely stunning bottle designs. Now let's take a quick look at the spray test. It is not a pressurized atomizer, but very good one nonetheless. The atomizer has decent reach and wide spray. So looking at all the packaging, bottle design and the atomizer and all these aspects combined, for me it is around 6 out of 10. So will this perfume regain some scores in terms of smell? The short answer is yes. In fact, the opening of this fragrance is very beautiful. It has a spicy cardamom note along with a beautiful saffron on the top. Along with the spices, there is freshness in the opening as well. This kind of freshness is very different from your regular citrusy freshness. The opening little bit reminds me of mouth fresheners, but in a very good way. And this is where the main difference lies here. In the original SRK combo, there is no saffron at all. And in the Dunhill icon, there is a little bit of soapy touch at the top. While this one is also fresh, but it is not exactly soapy in nature. This cardamom is very different from what you will get with the Nuit alone. It is very dry and just like opening a fresh cardamom pod. Although there is mention of bergamot in the notes breakdown, it is non-existent. I absolutely do not get any citruses in the opening. The cardamom note fades away after 45 minutes to 1 hour mark, but the saffron note never really disappears. The heart notes in this fragrance is not very pronounced in nature. It remains mostly in the background, not coming onto the face. There is subtle hint of rose and jasmine in the fragrance, and it gives a very mild, beautiful undertone to the scent. Do not mistake it for a floral fragrance, because the floral facets are very subtle in nature, extremely light and mostly supportive in nature. They mostly hold the fragrance together. They tie up beautifully top notes and the base notes, and it isn't very long before you hit the dry down. And in the dry down you will get dry woody notes along with a beautiful sandalwood. However, the dry woody notes overpower the sandalwood notes mostly. Strangely, there is mention of oud notes in the base, but I absolutely get zero oud. For me, the oud is completely absent. It is more of a western woody perfume rather than oud based. And the dry down is where the SRK combo and this fragrance gets close. I would say it is more of a 50 to 60% close to SRK combo. Nothing more than that. But does that make it a bad fragrance? Absolutely not. In fact, in terms of smell, I would give this fragrance an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. It is extremely mass appealing in nature, very beautiful smooth woody scent with a beautiful spicy opening, with the earthy sweet floral saffron at the top along with a beautiful cardamom. It is more of a dry fragrance with no sweetness in it. In fact, it is excellent in terms of versatility. It is one of those rare fragrances which can be worn throughout the year, except in the very high heat and humid weather. It is definitely a unique fragrance, and since this is mass appealing in nature, it is an excellent option for date fragrance as well. This definitely leans more towards the masculine side, but if you are a lady who loves this fragrance, you can absolutely rock this. Nobody is going to stop you. For versatility, it will get a solid 8 out of 10. Now on to the performance aspect of this fragrance. This is where it falls flat on the face. There is a bit of soft projection for around an hour, but the longevity is very miserable, 3 to 4 hours on the clothes. If this fragrance gets redone by the Latafa or fragrance world with better longevity, then it would make it an instant success for me. I would say go with 8 to 10 sprays with this fragrance, and if possible carry a decant to refresh it throughout the day. So it will score around 4 out of 10 for longevity. Overall, I would give this fragrance a 7 out of 10. This fragrance has strength in its smell and versatility, but it needs serious improvement in terms of packaging and longevity. For the price, I would absolutely say give this fragrance a try. If you like this video, do not forget to hit that like button, and if you love perfume related content, hit that subscribe button as well. And while you are there, do not forget to hit the notification bell. If you have any feedback to provide, please do so in the comment section down below, and if you have tried this fragrance, do share your experience in the comment section as well. And until next time, stay safe, and as always, stay honest.